everybody. Welcome back to our podcast. I am AltheaRayne.
Mahalo Smythe.
And Yuri Inoku.
And we are your hosts for Today Geek. So the Oscars happened, and we got to talk about that because there was a lot going on this year. And fortunately, it didn't get too political like it has in previous years. But Jimmy Kimmel did host it, which, I really do not like that man at all. I think he's got a lot of trash takes, but I gotta give him credit where credit is due. He made a joke about Will Smith, and Will Smith has absolutely earned that, thanks to the slap heard around the world. We will be releasing segments on the Chris Rock Netflix special wherein we talk more about that. So keep an eye on that on our channel for that one. But we had a lot of movies and a lot of nominations this year. And let's go through it.
Before we do that, can I ask a question? Do you think they purposely got less political with this one because the ratings have been so bad in previous years?
You know, I think it has been because I can remember, I think it was, Meryl Streep that went on to say something about, number 45. And I remember everybody, like, that next year, their ratings plummeted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody watched him for years because of that.
Yeah.
I can understand that that's why they did, yeah.
Nobody really wants to hear them say the same.
Well, it's enough that we have to hear them tooting their own horn. Like, do you realize that the Grammys, the Oscars, all of these things are just out there so that these celebrities can pat themselves on the back and give themselves a big old congratulations.
Not only that, they get paid more for winning these awards. So, like, we're doing them a favor by watching the awards. Probably be best not to lecture us during our entertainment. Like, they're entertainers, they need to entertain and not try to be lecturers. That's not
right. Right. So it's enough that we have to listen to them patting themselves on their backs with their congratulatory speeches, thanking one person or another. When you add politics into the mix, it gets overbearing. Because, you know what, here's the thing. We watch movies, we read books, we listen to entertainment to get away from real life. It's called escapism for a reason. We want to get away from that. This is one of the reasons why nowadays we're having movies walking back the political pressure in them. Even TV series like people at Netflix have been making good stories that have been a lot less political because despite Twitter being a cesspool of filth, they're seeing the numbers plummet for every movie they put out that's absolute garbage nowadays.
That's why they're canceling so many shows too, because
So, without getting too much off topic and talking about that, they are learning their lesson that, okay, Twitter is one thing. Twitter wants us to do all of this, that, and another thing. But our numbers are not agreeing with that. Maybe Twitter isn't exactly a very good representation for what people actually want. And they're learning that.
Real life, yeah. It's not a good representation of real life.
Because most people who actually have an opinion don't go on Twitter. Anyway, I digress. We had a lot of nominations. We're going to go through some of them, and then we're going to go and talk about the winners. Best Picture. One of the nominations was Avatar: The Way of the Water, Elvis, The Banshees of Inisherin, The Fabelmans, Top Gun Maverick, Women Talking, and All Quiet on the Western Front. Now, this was a movie that I was interested in. I hate the book. I had to read the book in high school, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh, really?
Yes, my high school English course had us reading All Quiet on the Western Front, and we watched a movie by the same name that was released. So I didn't know that they were doing a remake of that, or a remake of the book, basically. That was one of the nominations, but the winner was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I haven't heard of that.
No, nor have I. I have no idea. I have no idea what this movie's about.
Interesting because I read an article that it's such a small, like, it was a small group that actually did it. The directors were like music video directors, and it was like only 5 people were in charge of any effects on it, and the actors had to learn to fight for real
Well,
just to do the scenes.
I'm scrolling down here a little bit just to get an idea of this. This movie won a lot of awards down the line. It won for film editing. It won for Best Actress, Michelle Yeoh. I'll go through the list a little bit more, but it won for Best Director, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Original Screenplay. So, I mean, it won a lot of awards for being what it is.
It was
So
not
is it like
for
an indie film then?
Yes, it is. It's like an indie film because it was only like $25 million to make, according to them. So it's not like a big budget
Oh no, considering
CGI movie.
for a movie budget today, let's put this into perspective, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That would be very low budget by today's standards, because look at another Jamie Lee Curtis movie. I know that in 1978 Halloween was only given a $5 million budget, and even that was considered low based on Hollywood standards for 1978. That was considered low because they had to do a lot of corner cutting to get that movie made. Okay, so if 5 million was low in 1978, if you adjust for inflation, 25 million today is extremely low as far as Hollywood budgets go. Think about it, and if you compare it to Avatar: The Way of Water, that had almost a $2 billion budget. That had what was a $1.6 billion budget.
I can't believe we're at the point we're spending billions of dollars on movies.
No, I can't either. I can't. Anyway, so let's move on to Best Actor. Some of the honorable mentions who were nominated were Paul Mescal from Aftersun, Bill Nighy from Living. I like Bill Nighy. Austin Butler from Elvis, Colin Farrell from The Banshees of Inisherin, and then we have our winner. Winner, chicken dinner. We have Brendan Fraser, The Whale.
Yes.
I love Brendan Fraser. He deserved it.
He deserves it.
This is a man who was making his way through Hollywood back in the day, starting with Encino Man and culminating in what I felt was one of the best roles he ever had, which is The Mummy and The Mummy 2. I did not like The Mummy 3 because they didn't have Rachel Weisz, but I digress.
That's a story for a different day.
That's a story for a different day. But another gem of Brendan Fraser's was Blast from the Past. Did either of you see that?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yes, I believe I did.
I liked that movie. He played an awkward role very well. I mean, this is a man known for awkward roles. He had Dudley Do-Right. He had
George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle. I couldn't think of the name of it. So he was no stranger to awkward movies. But he always came across with and Blast from the Past had a really good cast in it. I mean, we're talking Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken was his dad. Sissy Spacek. It had Sissy Spacek in it.
I love Sissy Spacek.
I love Sissy Spacek.
Yeah,
She was the best Carrie. I'm just gonna lay that out there. But I digress. Getting off topic. He left Hollywood after some stuff happened to him, and his wife, I believe, was very terrible to him. And so he wanted to make a comeback this year. He put on a lot of weight for the whale. And even with the weight, he still had to wear a fat suit because his character was like my 600-pound life.
Mhm.
Yeah, like morbidly obese.
So, really, congratulations, Brendan Fraser. Brendan
Fraser.
Fraser. He did this really cool little video recently where he talks about the pronunciations of stuff, and he says his name is Fraser. It's been said wrong his entire acting career. I had to laugh
Yeah.
about it. So Brendan Fraser, congratulations on your performance and your Oscar. Best actress went to Michelle Yeoh from Everything Everywhere All at Once. We had some other nominations there. Kate Blanchett from Tar, Andrea Riseborough from To Leslie, Michelle Williams from The Fablemans. But the best actress went to Michelle Yeoh. So congratulations to her. I've never had a complaint about her acting. I thought she was great in everything that I've seen her in.
Oh yeah, she even was with Brendan on the third Mummy movie. So it was kind of interesting this year.
Well, what's funny is she was also a Bond girl.
Yeah.
Let's
she
not
was.
forget, she was a Bond girl.
Heck yes.
Pierce Brosnan's era, but she was a Bond girl. She was in Memoirs of a Geisha. She was in that, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's been in a lot of stuff, and she's had a really she's a good actress. I support her. Best director, we had Ruben Östlund as a nomination from Triangle of Sadness. I've never heard of any of these movies, by the way. Todd Field from Tar, Steven Spielberg from The Fablemans, and the winner was Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Best Supporting Actor, we had nominations from Judd Hirsch. Oh, I like him. The Fablemans. I didn't know he was still acting.
Didn't know that either.
Yori, you know who Judd Hirsch is.
Oh heck yeah.
My favorite movie of Judd Hirsch's was when he was in Independence Day.
And numbers. Serious numbers.
was good. Yeah.
Yeah, Numbers was a good show. I said movie. My favorite movie of his.
No, but well, that's my favorite movie as well because he's just awesome on that.
Yeah, he
as
was.
yes.
Yeah, he was great in it. So he was a nomination for best supporting actor. We had Brendan Gleeson from Banshees of Inisherin, but the winner was I'm not.
He.
Uh,
He.
Say it.
He Hui Kwang.
From Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I thought his little speech, he the one that was the
Indiana
refugee?
Jones.
No, was he the one that was the refugee? He was talking about how he came here
Yes.
from Korea
Mhm.
with nothing.
Yes.
And he then says, "Mom, I won an Oscar." And I thought that was really touching to hear.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I love the fact that he said that he saw this in movies and he didn't think it would be real. Since he came in with nothing. He was in a refugee camp. And it was thanks to Steven Spielberg that he cast him for Indiana Jones and the Temple
Yeah.
of Doom. And then he was in Goonies. He was also in Encino Man with Brendan Fraser. So it was like kind of interesting that all three like supporting role actor, the best actress and best actor, leading, all three of them worked together at one point. So it was really nice to see that.
Did you see that tweet that he did about going into Harrison Ford's green room before? I think it was before the Oscars, or maybe they were working on. It was when they were working on something else together, But he went in there and he was worried that Harrison Ford wouldn't recognize him, and Harrison Ford kind of pointed at him, and he's like, "Oh no, oh God, I think he thinks I'm a fan. He's going to tell me to leave." And he says, "Short round."
Oh my god. I think I
So
did hear about
cute.
that.
That was so cute.
It
And then
was super
and
cute.
then who did the best movie? When the announcer for the best movie was Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
So it
So
was really nice.
that was amazing. Best supporting actress, we had nominations for Angela Bassett from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Carrie Condon from The Banshees of Inisherin, but the winner was Jamie Lee Curtis from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, I've never had a problem with her acting. I personally absolutely hate her acting in the recent Halloween trilogy. I hate it, but it's not really her fault that I hate it. I think she was given really bad direction, and I think she forgot her character a bit, and I
I mean,
think the
it's been
script was terrible.
years.
But but
Problem with Jamie Lee Curtis up until this year. I don't know. It's like she lost her mind. So
the last couple of years she has kind of lost her mind, yes. But as an actress herself, I've never had a problem with the acting. I really loved her in Halloween, Halloween 2, and my favorite of the Halloween franchise was Halloween H20. So I haven't had a problem. She was even in some episodes of NCIS back in the day, and
No,
I thought that was cool.
for me, my favorite movie for her, True Lies.
So next we have international film. The nominations were Close from Belgium, EO from Poland, The Quiet Girl from Ireland, but the winner was All Quiet on the Western Front, and this is where we learn it about it more. It was actually done in Germany. So I think that might actually make it something that I'd watch. I hated the book, I hated the original movie, but if they did it in Germany, it might be good. I might watch it. Um
so much.
Best animated feature, we had nominations like Puss in Boots. I didn't know there was another Puss in Boots.
I didn't know that either.
The Sea
They say it's
Beast,
really good.
Turning Red, and
Eh.
the winner was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Thank God that we have that one instead of The Shining Light being Tom Hanks's Pinocchio. I'm gonna leave that there.
Yes.
Original screenplay, we had obviously some of these other movies coming back up, but the winner was Everything Everywhere All at Once. Best adapted screenplay was Women Talking. That was the winner. Visual effects was Avatar: The Way of the Water. Original score, we come back to All Quiet on the Western Front from Volker Bartleman. I do apologize that I'm kind of tripping up on some of these names. Original song was Natu from RRR. I have no idea what that is.
So I saw the rendition of it in the Oscars. Then I went ahead and searched for the original like scene of the movie, and I liked it, and it made me want to watch the movie because it's like a mix of like Indian, like Bollywood and Hollywood. So I'm serious. So it's interest. It was interesting to see it, and it kind of like gave me like this curiosity. I really want to see this movie. And then the energy of the song was amazing.
Well, not to digress too much, but if you like old Hollywood, Bollywood movies are still kind of old Hollywood. Like that's what they are. They're all
Yeah.
kind of like they're all kind of like designed to be like old Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
So
So then we had documentary feature. Navalny won that one. I don't know what that's about. Documentary short subject. The Elephant Whispers was the winner. Cinematography. All Quiet on the Western Front. One with James Friend. Costume design. Winner was Black Panther. I don't really care about that movie. Wakanda Forever. Mm-mm. Animated short, we had The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. Sounds like a bar joke, but I
No,
digress.
I've seen shorts of it. I really want to see the short film. Um, the art style is really interesting,
Well, at
but
least it won over My Year of Dicks.
My Year of Dicks is a hilarious and provocative work of animation 30 years in the making.
30 years? They worked on this one film for 30 years, and it's about dicks.
This was one of the nominations for animated shorts. My Year of Dicks.
I kind of want to watch this now. I'm gonna write this down so I can look this up.
Another nomination for animated shorts was An Ostrich Told Me the World is Fake and I Think I Believe It.
I mean, that sounds about right for 2023.
Yeah.
I can't get over My Year of Dicks, though. I can't. So, the winner was The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. As far as live action shorts, we have An Irish Goodbye that won. Film editing, we're back to Everything Everywhere All at Once. For best sound, we have Top Gun Maverick. Production design, we're back to All Quiet on the Western Front. And then makeup and hairstyling, this was The Whale. And so really what it boils down to is we have all of the awards. We did have some virtue signaling from some of the woke companies, which we're not going to endorse. But I want to give a big congratulations to every person who worked on these films that won these awards. You know, I said earlier that we're tired of the whole, we're tooting our own horn, thing. But at the same time, it is a lot of hard work, and they have at least earned some recognition for it. I just wish it wasn't also congratulatory most of the time. So
Yeah.
I wish there was like a healthier way of balancing out, who gets these awards, but who's just self-flatulating. Anyway, congratulations to everybody who won, especially to Brendan Fraser.
Heck yeah.
I was excited to hear that he had won his role because, this man has really earned it. Michelle Yeoh really earned her role. Best supporting actor, best supporting actress. They've earned it. They worked hard for it. And so congratulations to them. And going forward, I hope we see more of the innovative movies that none of us have heard about that are
Yeah.
actually going to make it into the next year's Oscars.
Less MCU titles, more. We were complaining about that earlier, like in an earlier segment. Like,
Yeah,
so
we
tired
complained.
of like all the sequels. So it's nice to see that there's like some original films winning.
Yeah, we just put that other video out on the 17th, and we talked about that. We are tired of all of the repeat stuff, so it's nice to see a lot of these movies. Almost every movie that's on this list. I say almost because we had Black Panther, we had Top Gun, we had a couple
All
others.
Quiet on the Western Front's a remake, apparently. So
yeah, but at least that one hasn't been made. I mean, the last time I saw something like that was in high school, and even then it wasn't very well known. But we're looking at that movies that I've never heard of. The Whale, Everything Everywhere All at Once, um, The Fablemans, To Leslie, Blonde, Tar, After Sun, Living, Banshees of Inisherin, Triangle of Silence, Women Talking. Okay, we had Avatar: The Way of the Water. That's the other one that we had that was a sequel. But all of these other movies that came out that I've never heard of. Causeway, that's another one that was nominated. The Sea Beast. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. That was an animated feature. So, we're glad to see some new movies on there that we hadn't, you know, heard of before,
Heard of
and
before.
I hope that becomes a trend of the following years, and we're looking forward to see what Brendan Fraser does next.
Yeah. Now we just need to figure out why we haven't heard of them.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I
that's
don't
the
get
question
much
I
for the
have.
way of advertisements anymore, and there's probably not a whole lot of marketing done for these.
Because that was my thing when I was listening. It's just like, wow, I've never heard of any of these movies before.
Well, why have I never heard of My Year of Dicks?
I know, right?
God.
Apparently, they've been working on it for 30 years. So,
I saw the trailer for a moment, and it was like someone was high as a kite when they were doing this thing.
the animation
And
is really ugly. I watched it.
it's
for a
ugly,
second,
yes.
too. It's really ugly animation.
It's ugly.
Um,
I guess they got nominated because there wasn't much
there wasn't
out
much
there.
competition. Yeah.
Well, if one
And
of
I
you wants
guess
to
the
watch
name-
it to review it,
Watch the trailer. We talk about the trailer.
Yes.
That's all I'm ready to commit to it. But it's not what you think. It is about a girl who's like in the dating scene trying to lose her virginity. So, yeah. According to the description on Internet Movie Database,
Oh, go on. They needed 30 years to do that?
apparently that
God.
really ugly animation took 30 years.
why though?
Why? Because it was a book, and I guess somebody decided to make it into a movie.
But why 30 years for that?
I don't know the animations, unless it was hand drawn or something, and it was like maybe an indie project where like
Maybe somebody drew it with their dick.
My God.
I'm sorry. I am
No.
not sorry. I am not sorry. That was funny.
My mind.
Just imagine.
Oh my god! No, now you're doing it to me.
Chica, I hate you.
Anyway,
I don't know, like, as far as learning about these films, I don't know if it's just because, like, since the pandemic, I haven't gone to see a lot of movies in movie theaters, and that's typically how
Yeah.
you learn about them, is through watching them in the trailers before another movie, and that's why I haven't heard of them, or if it's just because I'm, like, I subscribe to everything so I don't have to see ads, so I haven't seen ads for them, or if they're just not marketing them, I'm not sure.
I think the marketing is just one of the things that they are lacking. I haven't seen much marketing for movies unless they're like quote unquote high grossing and it has to be like the $1 billion ones. Like the smaller movies, I never heard of the
yeah.
one that the one that won. So probably it probably is a good movie for for the money that it took to make it.
And
Yeah.
well, even like Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, I remember seeing advertisements for that before it came out. I didn't realize it actually had come out.
Well, I knew it was coming out the same year because it was being marketed around the same time as the other atrocity. And so I knew that one was coming out, but I forgot about it because it wasn't talked about after that.
Yeah, it's like I saw the ads before it came out, but I didn't see anything about it like while it was in movie theaters and while it was streaming.
Right. And I knew it
And-
was taking like what I thought was it was taking a darker take on Pinocchio, but I
Mhm.
don't know anything about it, so I can't really speak to that. I don't know anything about. I know he's weird. He's twisted.
I love Guillermo del Toro. Well, let me rephrase that. He used to be my favorite director. I loved like a lot of his early work before he did Pan's Labyrinth, and even Pan's Labyrinth is great. He for a long time was my favorite director, but he's gotten really, really woke in the past 5 years. Like everything he's done in the past 5 years is just like pure propaganda, to the point where I can't stand watching it.
On that
And
note,
that was a nice note to end end on.
so that was 2023's Oscars. You guys have a great day.
Thanks for geeking out with us this week.
If you enjoy our content, please like, share, and subscribe.
Stay tuned for our next segment.
Bye.
Bye.